Hey Singapore, welcome to another edition of In Your House right here on Get Active TV. My guest today is the Managing Director of LaLiga for Southeast Asia, Japan, South Korea, and Australia, and he is also a father of two toddlers. Ivan Codina, welcome to In Your House.
Thank you very much, Raj. Thank you for the invite. It's good to see you. It's been a while, so even if it's
Yeah,
on digital, but good to see your face.
likewise. I'm always good to see a friendly face as well. So, Ivan, today is June the 1st. It is the end of the 8 week long circuit breaker measures in Singapore. So first off, I got to ask you, how are you feeling emotionally and perhaps psychologically?
Can I say tired? It's been
I think that's
it's
an
been quite
understatement.
it's been quite tiring, I must say. There's been some positives as well. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I must say that I feel tired. I miss my own life a little bit.
Mm, mm,
And like pretty much everyone, I think it's been exhausting, especially adjusting to the conditions,
mm.
both with a family and also work. So it feels a bit tiring, and hoping that it's gonna look a little bit brighter in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because things are getting better in Singapore day by day. So, if there was one thing that you felt just totally irritated about, or just irked you for this whole 8 weeks of staying at home, what would it be? One thing that really annoyed you.
I would say uncertainty. It's been
Hmm.
a lot of uncertainty going on, right? It's very unprecedented times, and it's so much that that we cannot control, that is uncertain.
Hmm.
It's been uncertain, on general life, right? But for me, especially at work, it's been a lot of uncertainty. Not knowing if La Liga was going to resume the season,
Hmm.
not knowing if we were going to have some issues with the broadcasters, like never-ending discussions with our existing partners. So
Hmm.
uncertainty also for my kids. I didn't know how they were going to take it, especially my 3-year-old.
Hmm.
So in general, there has been a lot of uncertainty. So I think that has been probably the thing that has been bothering me the most.
Mm. And of course, uncertainty as well when it comes to handling the kids, because at this age they don't know. So they don't know really what's happening. So you have a 3-year-old son and a baby girl as well, and with your wife and the helper. So that's five of you in the household. Ivan, 24/7, 8 weeks in a row. That's more than 55 days.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy, a lot of craziness.
Um, okay. So what do you? I mean, how do you and your wife sort of handle the toddlers at this particular point in time when you actually cannot physically bring them out to do anything?
Well, it's been a roller coaster. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
On one end, I'm very happy that I've been able to spend all this time along with them. Normally, I travel a lot, so I don't spend all the time that I would like to spend with them, and I miss a lot of important things in their life. Some
Mm.
some milestones. So it's been great, to spend time with them. But that being said, it's also been very challenging. With our flat and I cannot complain. We still have a pretty okay flat, but the size is not the biggest. And
Mm. Mm.
everybody, as you said, five of us in the house. Sometimes it's been very messy, and it's been hard, to try to be focused on work, 100% on work, or being focused on being a dad. So
Mm.
it's been a lot of challenges, but in the end, I think we, along the weeks, we've been able to find quite a balance, and even if it's tiring, like I said, but it's also been great at the same time,
Mm.
because otherwise I would never have spent that much time with my kids
Yeah.
and my wife.
And you, of course, being involved with football, and this clip that we are watching, it shows you and your son having a kickabout in the house. I'm like, wow, Ivan's got a
Yeah,
Ivan is allowing his son to kick the ball around without fear that anything might just break.
for the time being.
And what about your your baby girl is 7 months. Is she 7 months?
So my daughter is 7 months, Maria, and so we spend a lot of time reading books, playing flashcards, anything that you can do at this age, to try to to engage with them and make some fun, while learning. With Gael, it's been pretty much the same. We also been working together on a lot of homeschooling,
Home-based schooling. Home-based learning.
Home-based learning that he has to go through, but at the same time, playing a lot of games, and I being an athlete, an ex-athlete, and a former athlete, and also working in the industry, I always wanted my kids to be exposed to sports. So I try to expose him to as many sports as he can learn. So one day hopefully he can pick one and enjoy it. That's all my expectation is right now. So, and of course, football is one of the main ones. He is every kid pretty much, enjoy kicking the ball around. And as you can see, he's also becoming a diehard Barca fan. So, so it's been fun. It's been quite fun, to be honest.
Of course, he's taking after you. Barcelona is your home city. You mentioned that you were an athlete, so it is with that mindset that I assume that you are still doing a bit of a sort of a routine or an exercise at this point in time within the four walls to stay fit and active.
Well, I try my best. I wish I can put more time into it, but yes, I think it's really important, or else you go crazy. So my wife is a part-time yoga teacher. So every morning we try to work together on a yoga routine. So we do this 3 to 4 times a week. Maybe Fridays is more difficult, but and it's been really fun because most of the times we have Gael crashing the session and doing some yoga pose with us. He's getting quite good at it, better than me. Even Maria, sometimes we allow her to walk, while we are doing the downward facing dogs, she's walking around. So that's pretty much what we're trying to do to keep ourselves fit, not just physically, but mentally, because like I said, there's a lot of stress sometimes, just staying at home all day. So that's pretty much what we try to do at this point.
Right. What about the food situation? Has it been 24/7 home cooked meals, or you do a bit of takeaway as well?
Well, same as pretty much the previous question. We try our best to keep ourselves, a bit fit. So food, intake is the meals is very important that they stay healthy. And we have our helper is the one cooking at home. So pretty much Monday to Friday, we only, rely on the food that she cooks. And then the weekends, we are a bit more flexible. Sometimes we have some food delivery. I'm a big pizza fan, so I always like to try to see, if I discover a new pizza place that we can enjoy all together. So I think my family right now all know that in the weekends, at least, it's going to be one different pizza to try. So it's
Nice.
It's pretty much, but mainly we just eat, home cooked food.
And of course, by still doing a bit of takeaway, you're still supporting the F&B industry and keeping
Absolutely,
them going. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ivan, so both you and your wife are Singapore PRs. You're from Spain, your wife is from the Philippines. So your respective parents and relatives, they're all back home in their countries. How have the two of you been keeping track of how your folks are dealing with the COVID-19 situation back in their respective countries?
I've been away from Spain. Last time I left Spain is more than 10 years. So I'm used to communicate with my parents almost on a weekly basis on Skype.
Okay.
So that hasn't changed much, So we know that in the weekends we have normally one call with my parents, and of course now with the kids, there is a lot of interaction between them and my parents, and so it hasn't changed much. And with my wife and my in-laws, pretty much the same. They are in the Philippines, so they're in the same time zone. So with them, the only thing is that is on a daily basis. we have pretty much every single day in the morning is part of the routine, and we have a call with the Lola Lolo, like they say in the Philippines, and they can see the kids, and they almost have breakfast with us. So so the communication it hasn't really changed much. If something good has technology nowadays, is that it allows for it, and we are always up to date on how everybody is dealing with the situation. So not much change, plenty of communication, but there was the same communication that we had before the COVID.
Sure. Okay, let's transition to work, Ivan. So you are the managing director of La Liga in this part of the world, Southeast Asia, as well as the other markets like Australia, South Korea, and Japan. So with the leagues having been shut down for more than 2 months, what sort of work have you been doing at home? I'm assuming you're based at home working.
Correct. So I've been home already since mid-March. The last couple of weeks of March. We already decided to work from home, and then of course with the start of the circuit breaker, we've been working from home all the way.
All the way.
So it's been with no doubt the busiest time in my career. So it's been a lot of communication going with all our stakeholders here in the region. Plenty of communication with our colleagues in Madrid, in Spain, with a time difference. So I've been putting a lot of hours, in my work these days. So the main focus has been to make sure that the communication was the right communication channels open, and communicating with our stakeholders, every single day. It's very important for us that our broadcasters and our sponsors and our fans, they know, they are up to date on what's going on, what's the situation, and how we still keep engaging with them, how we still keep, producing a good content that can be keeping that engagement alive. It's been everybody's been hit, one way or another. So we had to make sure that the communication was open, and then we can understand each other and see how we were able to move, forward on this all together. So that demand a lot of time, a lot of communication, and a lot of flexibility, creativeness, proactiveness, to make sure that we all keep, working together on this.
So over the years, I mean, your office has organized several promotional activities around the region with, La Liga football ambassadors coming to these countries and other activities. So are you able to say that if COVID-19 did not take place at all in this, 2-3 months, were there initial plans from your office to, bring a legend to this part of the world, or even to Singapore, just for a promo?
Absolutely. In the last, we started operations in Singapore 3 years ago. In these 3 years, we had Seville, FC Barcelona, we have Atletico Madrid, Espanyol. I think I'm missing one or two clubs, touring around the region. And before COVID kicked in, we had some advanced, conversations, or there were some, good options, for some of our teams, to come and play in the region, this summer. So unfortunately, the COVID kicked in, and everything had to stop, and let's see when it's going to be the best time. But in terms of ambassadors, the same. We had also the likes of Morientes or Luis Garcia, Mendieta, plenty of ambassadors coming to Singapore, and also to the rest. McManaman, of course, and one's a Liverpool fan, and then yes, it's part of our strategy. We know that it's impossible for all our fans, to travel to Spain and to meet the players or the legends, or even to watch a La Liga match, live at the stadium. So it's always a good opportunity to try to bring part of it to the region. So now next week we have a digital media toolkit that it was supposed to be something more like a physical event here in Singapore, but the situation still doesn't allow for it. So we're gonna do it digitally, and we're gonna have Diego Forlan joining and engaging with the different media in Singapore. So yes, to your question, the idea was to still, keep, making sure that we have some of our clubs or teams and ambassadors, legends, coming to the region.
Okay.
Hopefully, we will be able to, pick, this forward, when the situation allows. But let's see.
Yeah.
A small gesture, a shout of encouragement, or a round of applause from one person can give strength in unimaginable ways. But when that person becomes thousands, we can achieve the impossible. Which is why now, all of our support goes to them.
And of course, the news is come June 11th, I believe it's a Thursday, that's when La Liga will resume to finish off the rest of the season. So with about, in the fact that, we're less than 2 weeks to the kickoff, what are some of the new changes that are being implemented for the clubs and the players to observe? I mean, you've already seen the Bundesliga kickoff and what they have done. So what is La Liga doing?
So first of all, there is a lot of work, for everybody to understand that there is a lot of work to make sure, that we can resume the competition. So there is a very comprehensive, protocol that was developed, to make sure or to guarantee the security or the safety of all the players, technical staff, or everybody who is involved on the day-to-day, life of the teams when they resume, the practice.
The ground crew at the stadium as well.
Exactly. So just to give you an idea, there was almost 3,000, tests, done, before we actually allow the teams, to start training. Only 7 people tested positive, combining players and technical staff. And then there's a 4-phase, program for the teams to gradually go back to training. In phase 1, there was pretty much the interaction between players was limited to 5. So imagine what's the challenge, for coaches and for the teams, to train together. So all the players need to go to the training ground already dressed on the outfit, for to go straight to the field of play. Maximum of 3 people at the gym. 4 or 5 different changing rooms, ready, for after the session. All the clothes sealed in a plastic. So there's a lot of things, and that they were taken care of. It's amazing. If you look at the protocol, it's so much information.
The logistics.
It doesn't look real. The logistics. So that's and that was a 4-phase, and so that gradually the clubs, the teams were able to go back to a relative normality in the trainings. And this coming Monday starts the last phase 4, and only now they're gonna be allowed to train all the team together, and this is only it's June 1st. So it's gonna be only 11-12 days for them to work together as a team ahead of the resume of the competition. So but again, all this done to make sure to guarantee that the safety of everyone and align with the government, and the Ministry of Health, and with the FIFA protocol that also is in place. So it's so much work, believe me. And this is only for training. There is another protocol also for the match day. So just so everybody has a peace of mind that it is super safe, and everything is going to be looked after, with very much detail.
Yeah, because COVID-19 is an invisible killer. It doesn't see who you are or what you are. It doesn't even see age as well. And I think besides all the organizations that you mentioned, I think another key organization is the police in all the different cities, because even like your rival league, the English Premier League, their main concern when they reopen is for some of the big matches. They've already come out to say that they don't want like a club like Liverpool to possibly play at Anfield. They rather they play at a smaller stadium so that the fans, you know how English fans can tend to be when they start to drink, it's a different problem altogether. So the local authorities don't want 20,000, 30,000 fans outside of the stadium and not inside the stadium, because that poses a whole different level of security issues. I mean, the public could be in danger and all that. So I'm sure the Spanish authorities are also looking at that issue and possibly trying to make sure that the fans do not come at all. Just stay at home and watch.
Yeah, it's end of the day we need to guarantee the safety of everyone, and we want to comply with all the regulations and all the and work together with all the different organizations to make sure that the safety prevails, and hopefully everybody also understands the importance of respecting all these rules, because
Yeah.
if not, there's gonna be another a second wave, and it's gonna be way worse, and then we're gonna all suffer from it. So
Yeah.
yes, we need to work all together on this.
I understand Real Madrid is probably the only club that might not be able to play at their home ground because the Bernabeu Stadium is under renovation.
Yes, that's a good question. Basically, Real Madrid is currently undergoing a big renovation, for the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. And that includes a retractor, like a rooftop, and it's gonna make it into one of the most, like modern stadiums, football stadiums in the world. And so obviously that takes a little bit of time. So for the time being, they will be playing the home matches at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium. So it's where the second team plays. It's inside of the sports city, and it has a capacity of 5,000-6,000 people. So imagine Jalan Besar Stadium, pretty much. But the field of play is exact same dimensions as the Santiago Bernabeu.
Okay.
And in the end, they're gonna play in an empty stadium, and they train normally in that field of play. So yes,
it's a home stadium per se. Yeah, I think you can see
it is. It still
Yeah,
it still is. So I don't think it's gonna be a big issue for them. But yes, that's something that a lot of people is talking about.
You mentioned, the no fans, closed door arenas situation with all the professional leagues. So in this case with La Liga, with less than 2 weeks to the kickoff, Ivan, what would you say to the fans to tune in to watch La Liga again, considering that there won't be any fans and it'll be like a quiet atmosphere, unless the broadcasters decide to do something. They just press this button, they can hear an applause or some.
Well, look, I see it right now, and please, those that are gamers and really into esports, don't get it wrong. But I see people right now they are watching
They're
FIFA
watching
games
players.
online.
They're watching footballers playing.
Yeah, they're watching. Yeah, exactly. So how come it's not going to be an appetite, to watch live sports? And in this case, live football. So I personally think that it's going to be, there is a huge, demand, for live sports now that with this whole COVID-19. People yes, they spend a lot of time on Netflix, but they pretty much run out of time or run out of ideas on what else to watch, content. So I think it's going to be a huge, excitement, for people, to watch live sports. You've seen that the K League has been able to sell their rights in 17 or 19, different, countries, when they normally sell in less than 10. You see that, the TV ratings of Bundesliga, it's been unprecedented, the level of engagement of people watching the Bundesliga. So I'm sure there's a huge appetite, for watching live football, even if it's with an empty stadium. And yes, we are working with our broadcasters, and I cannot share much detail now because it's something that all the fans are gonna see, just 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks. But there's going to be, you know, some things that are going to be, or some ideas put in place to, you know, to cover or to make up for the absence of fans at the stadium. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we wait in anticipation. And like I told another friend as well, I mean, if these people just need to be with their friends to watch the games, they can all just do a Zoom party. 8-10 people do a Zoom party. They can be watching the game on TV. If there's a goal, all 10 can celebrate in their own homes. And you can see all your friends, you know, celebrating at the same time. So technically, you can still watch a game with your friends, all in the same Zoom party, Zoom chat. The both El Clasicos, Barca and Real Madrid, have already been completed. So what are some of the key matches that are coming up that the fans can take note of? Because I believe you say the league is from 11th of June till mid-July.
Yeah, is that until the 23rd of July. So yes, I mean, the two El Clásicos are gone for this season. So it's the most important football match in the world. But we still have, you know, plenty of matches, good, you know, matchups. Like we have some Atletico Madrid, Barcelona. We have Real Madrid, you know, receiving Valencia. We have plenty of matches. But look, there is right now a title run for, you know, FC Barcelona and Real Madrid are only 2 points apart. We have 6 clubs, you know, already, split on 4 points for the Champions League race. There is Espanyol is at the bottom of the table, but it's only 2 games away from salvation. So it's still a lot of, you know, like important stuff going on, and it's still 11 match days. So it's 11 rounds. So it's still a lot of things, you know, like to settle. So I think it's going to be very exciting for everyone. So the last 4 or 5, you know, match days is going to be so exciting because nothing has been decided. You know, I know that our friends in the EPL might not, you know, have much to hope for who's going to be the winner of the season. And then I can see a big smile there. But for us, it's still, you know, a lot, you know, like a lot to say and to see who's going to take it home this season. And also Champions League sports, it's going to be a big, fierce fight until the last match day.
And I think you said there are matches almost every night from 11 June onwards.
It's going to be a minimum of 2 to 3 matches every single night. So it's going to be a lot of football, you know, to make up for the lack of football the last few weeks. So yes, we need to finish definitely before end of August. August, as you know, is going to be European competitions. And then the next season it kicks in, you know, straight away. So yes, it's going to be football every single night.
Nice. So, like you said, the season will end somewhere around mid-July. But do you know if clubs are already planning to even do a pre-season tour or travel to somewhere else to do training and stuff like that?
I think that unfortunately it's going to be very difficult to see teams traveling this summer. It's going to be maybe for those teams that don't play European competitions in August, it's going to be maybe 2 weeks holiday, and then again, you know, prepare for the start of the season. So,
wow. Yeah.
And also there is a lot of uncertainty. So I don't foresee and don't take it, you know. I mean, I am not the one, you know, deciding if the teams, you know, can play or not, you know, somewhere else in the summertime. But I don't see that, you know, the teams are going to take the risk probably to
travel,
fly somewhere else, you know, and they probably decide to stay home and prepare for the restart of the season. Or if not, it's going to be really very near to where the home base is.
So one more question about LaLiga. The next season, the projected start would be end of August?
It's September 12th. September 12th. So that's what I'm saying. Those, let's say, teams that play Champions League or Europa League and to the last round, you know, they might have only 2 to 3 weeks max, you know, like in total, you know, before the start of the next season. So yeah, it's going to be all very packed, you know, and there's going to be plenty of football for everyone in the next few months.
You and I are both Barcelona fans, so I know I cannot ask you for you being you have to be neutral in this aspect, but yeah, I hope the Catalans get okay.
Well,
So
well, I need to remain neutral, but everybody. I mean, it's the beauty of it, right?
yeah,
Everybody supports a club. Our president is a renowned Real Madrid fan.
mm,
It's perfectly fine. But let's see. Let's.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, yeah. Let's hope the Catalans get the job done. Um, okay. So now, on a personal point of view, in these 8 weeks of staying at home, have you been following a TV series or read a book or maybe a movie that you just watched online recently that you would like to share with the folks who are watching this so that they can be inspired to go and check it out?
Yes, it's been busy, like I said, but still need to make time to have some quality time with my wife, and so we've been trying to watch a little bit of Netflix, and I think it was a must to watch The Last Dance of the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. So
Yep.
even my wife will really enjoy it. So I think if you haven't had the chance,
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, but I think regardless, it's quite a nice documentary to watch. I also been trying to introduce her a little bit more into football. There is this football documentary called Six Dreams. So it's basically Six Dreams is on Amazon Prime. It's basically three current footballers at LaLiga, two coaches, and one of the presidents, talking about LaLiga and from different perspectives, and I think it's one of the documentaries that even if you are not really a football fan or really into one of the teams, it's still very nice to watch. I don't know. I'm not a Sunderland fan, but I watch Sunderland until I die, and I think it's brilliant, right? So
Yeah.
so I think it's in line with this kind of football documentary. So highly recommend it. And that's pretty much it. We watch some cartoons, of course, with the kids, but yes, it's not that I had all the time that I wish to watch even more shows, but there's a few more that I would like to watch. Yeah, let's see.
Vamos con gente de la cantera, formamos parte de algo que creemos que es único.
Y al final los canteranos siempre se nos quiere, pero este año he notado un gran salto de cariño de la afición hacia mí.
Tomar la decisión de venir aquí fue pensando en tratar de seguir a un nivel muy alto para mi selección.
Sigue. Me recuerda mucho la ciudad de Sevilla a lo que sucede en Argentina, en la pasión que hay detrás en la gente. Son estos momentos los que prueban qué clase de personas somos. Uno tiene que ser muy consecuente con lo que piensa y tener mucha convicción en lo que hace.
Estamos en la mejor liga del mundo. El listón lo vamos poniendo nosotros en el día a día.
Soñar con tocar las estrellas, pero con los pies en el suelo.
Amazon Prime.
So it's called Six Dreams, and it's in Spanish with English subtitles.
Correct.
Okay.
If you
Amazon
watch it,
Prime.
let me know if you like it on Amazon Prime. It's a good one. I can tell you.
All right. Yeah, I started watching the Last Dance last night, 2 episodes, episode 1 and 2. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan, so I was just sitting and just watching, and knowing that decade, the amount of money I lost in friendly wages with my friends, all the 6 years that I did, became a poor man in the 90s. Okay, friendly wages, Singapore friendly wages. Okay,
Important.
Yeah, very important. In closing, Ivan, so today is the end of 8 weeks of the circuit breaker measures. Tomorrow onwards, we begin the 3 phases of recovery in Singapore. So, what is the message that you would like to send to Singaporeans who are watching, your friends, your family, knowing that it is not party time tomorrow, but still a lot of restrictions are still in place? Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, what can I say? I think that we all need to be a bit more patient. I think we are getting closer to brighter, times. So start of the phase one. Hopefully, we can go into phase two very soon. But we have been already 8 weeks, doing this circuit breaker. So a little bit more of time. I think everybody can take it. I have my family and friends. I'm Spanish. The situation in Spain it's been really bad. So when I look at how we had to live this circuit breaker here in Singapore, I can only say that I'm thankful to be in Singapore, and there is definitely worse places to get stranded and to do a circuit breaker. So let's be patient, and I'm sure that brighter times will come. And look, we all need to learn to live with this situation, and we all need to be respectful, and I'm sure everything is going to get well, much better soon. So
And
stay
of course,
safe.
and watch LaLiga.
Yes, don't forget about this. But
Um,
most important, stay safe, please.
yeah. Sorry, LaLiga is on Bean, on Stars, on Bean, right? Bean Sports.
Is on Bein Sports, this season is available in both on Singtel and also StarHub. So no excuse, to catch up, the games. We are gonna have some Asia friendly, kickoffs. There's gonna be some late kickoff for those who have trouble to sleep. So football for everyone.
Nice. Thank you, Ivan. My guest today is the Managing Director of La Liga in Southeast Asia, Japan, South Korea, and Australia. He is also a father of 2 toddlers. Ivan Codina, we extend our love and our regards to you and your family, your wife, your kids, and stay safe and be well. And we will catch up hopefully when the season is over and Barcelona are the champions. Ivan, thank you for joining us in your house.
Thank you, Raj.
Okay, you take
Bye,
care.
everyone, and stay safe.